Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Denny Van here. Just checking in, seeing how, I want to make sure I see all of the comments. Today is our spiritual nuggets. We're just going to talk about a topic, leave you with a to-do, and let me know if you can see this post. Here we go. Hey Pete, how are you? Very cool. Just getting everything set here. Okay, spiritual nuggets. Hey guys, today's topic is breath. It is the bridge between the seen and the unseen. So I would like to take a moment, if you're watching this, whether you're watching this now or whether you're catching the replay later, let me know you're catching the replay later and just type in replay. Take a moment to sit, both feet on the floor, spine is nice and straight, expand the belly. And even if this means unbuckling and unbuttoning your pants, because when there's constriction or restriction around the diaphragm, this prevents us from taking proper deep breaths. We end up only breathing down to here instead of bringing the breath, inhale all the way down, even like you can feel the breath coming in down toward the pubic bone. And in order for the breath to come down that deep, the belly has to be out of the way. You cannot hold the belly tight. You can't have any restrictions or constrictions around it. Hey, welcome. Let me know that you're here. So today's daily spiritual nugget, and I'm going to be going almost daily live here for the month of December, because when January comes, we've got some really, really exciting stuff. So we're going to get into a space of just checking in with different areas of your being, the mind, the body, the breath, and your spirit, which is the larger part of you. So the breath is the bridge between the seen and unseen, meaning as we breathe, we're taking in vital nutrients of oxygen and then releasing waste matter and what have you from the body. So the breath process itself is vital to us. So in order for us to take advantage of that vitality, we must understand some basics of the breath. So if your breathing is mindless, you don't understand how your breathing affects your hormones, affects your outlook, affects your ability to calm, center, and relax. The breath is key. So as you're sitting and coming in and listening in, just as you listen in, begin to relax the body. And we need time to really connect with the breath, because life is going to take our breath away. And sometimes when life takes our breath away, we hear that, oh, it took my breath away. We think of some awe-inspiring, beautiful event that happens, like, oh, it took my breath away. But everyday life and everyday stresses that take our breath away actually has detrimental results to our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. So as you're coming in and sitting and allowing the belly to relax, couple of things to become aware of as you do some breath work. And we're going to be offering more breath work as we go on, because breath is key. It is the bridge to your physicalness and the part of you that we can't see, touch, hear, taste, and use our five senses to detect. So breath is key. So allow your belly to expand. Have a Buddha belly. We have a tendency to want to hold in the belly. And as we hold in the belly, the diaphragm is restricted. It's almost like squeezing off a hose. So as you squeeze off a hose, the water trying to go through the holes is restricted and it becomes forceful. This happens within the breath as well. If we're breathing too much, we're taking in gulps of air, we're regularly breathing through our mouth, especially at night. If you're breathing through your mouth a lot at night, you may not have a very restful sleep because it's going to increase cortisol and adrenaline while you're sleeping, so you're not going to have a very good sleep. So what I tell clients who have difficulty with anxiety and panic attacks, hey Monica, welcome, anxiety and panic attacks, especially like if they wake up in the morning knowing that they haven't been rested, knowing that they are feeling an elevation of anxiety, let's take a look at how you were breathing during the night. Some of the things that I do with clients is I will tell them during the day, practice only breathing through your nose. Our nose is the breathing apparatus. It is a natural filter. It has a filtration system. When we breathe through the mouth and we're taking in excess amount of air, we're also taking in all of those particles that are not being filtered. So I guide beings who are becoming aware, because awareness is key. So many of us are breathing unaware. We're just completely in ignorance about our breath. So we're taking in large amounts of air, and then we don't understand why we're experiencing thoughts that won't shut up. You feel like you have to do something and there's nothing to do. You're having anxiety, or you may have just a full-on panic attack. Breath is key. I can't emphasize this enough. The breath is key. So I'm going to take you through an exercise here. So feet flat on the floor, spine is nice and straight. Let the belly go. Don't try and hold it in, have that flat stomach. This is not the time to show off your flat stomach. This is the time to have a Buddha belly. Relax the belly completely. And then as you take in breaths, notice inhale, it can come down to like the top of the lungs. You can bring the breath in right here. And then exhale, relax it. And then as you inhale, bring the breath down deeper. And then exhale nice and slow and relax it. And then as you take another inhale, bring that breath down to the belly button. Can you feel how the back side of you is also coming in? The muscles in the back are bringing the breath down to your belly button. You wouldn't recognize that unless you were relaxed. This is very important. So the next breath you have come in, nice gentle breath. Bring that breath all the way down to the pubic bone. Do you feel the difference as you're inhaling and exhaling, bringing the breath deeper? What I'm not asking you to do is take in more air. This is key. You're taking a sip of air. And I'll show you an exercise to get into this. So feet flat on the floor, take a breath in. And then as you let it go, slowly and deliberately, until you come to a point where you're no longer exhaling, but you're not yet inhaling, and the body is completely relaxed. I call this the sweet spot. So much wonderful things happen within this sweet spot. So we'll take a couple of breaths like this. I like to emphasize the 80-20 rule because we're not taking in a big breath. Think more of sips of breath. So the difference is I don't want you to do that. This kind of breathing actually increases adrenaline and cortisol. I don't know if you remember in the Olympics, there was that ice skater that used to yawn a lot. He would take big breaths in and yawn a lot. This was increasing his natural adrenaline just before his race. So yawning, think of yawning as spreading stress. and receiving stress. This is how stress is contagious, and science has actually confirmed this, that stress is spread through the yawn. So during the day, become aware of when you're yawning. Okay, so those two things. Become aware of when you're breathing through your mouth, and become aware of when you're picking up other people's stresses. You notice somebody yawn, you start yawning. This yawning increases your breath, which increases adrenaline and cortisol. It's a domino effect. There's something that happens within the body that we are unaware of when we increase our breath. Increasing breath increases the ability or releases the hormones so that we have the ability to fight or flight. This is where anxiety comes in. Am I going to fight? Am I going to flight? Am I going to fight? Am I going to flight? This is what is happening in the body. But the mind is saying, why am I experiencing all this anxiety? And where you're unaware of is how you triggered that anxiety on a hormonal level within your own body. So again, become aware of when you're breathing through your mouth. Become aware of when you're taking on other people's stress through being contagious, the yawn. You think the yawn is like innocent enough, but it brings you into a state of increased breath, which increases other things. So as you are sitting and listening and taking in this knowledge and becoming more aware of your breath, bringing the breath down deep, almost to, you can feel the pubic bone, bringing that breath deep. So taking in a nice sip of air and then releasing it slowly and deliberately. And then coming to a point where you're no longer exhaling, but you're not yet inhaling. Relax into it. Then as you take the next breath, sip in a little bit of air, and then gently release it deliberately. I'm making noise so that you can get an idea, but as you're breathing, there should be no noise. If there's noise with your breathing, it means there's a restriction. Become aware of that. During the day, notice when you're sighing and letting the breath go. Become aware of that. Only breathe through the nose. Relax the belly. Become aware of that sweet spot where you're no longer exhaling, but you're not yet inhaling. Let that spot grow a little bit more. Increase space as you exhale completely and before your next inhale. Awareness of the breath is so powerful on your journey to this spiritual awareness, because spirit is the breath. Your breath is spirit. And with this comes inspirations and connection to a deeper part of you that's not run by the mind, your thoughts, your ideas, your beliefs, none of that stuff. This is a deeper connection to a part of you where there's no thoughts, there's no anxiety, there's no needs. Everything is taken care of for you right here. Very nice. So I want to keep these spiritual nuggets short, just give you some awareness so that you can take a piece of this and become aware of this throughout your daily activity. So as we become aware of what we do during the day, this transfers into nighttime. So during the day, ask yourself questions throughout the day, such as, how's my breathing? Am I only breathing through my nose? Have I been breathing through my mouth? Have I been catching other people's stress through the yawn? Have I been sighing? Can I hear my breath? Ask yourself, 1 hour each hour throughout the day, stop, ask yourself, how's my breathing? Another thing that you can do, especially if you have symptoms of gums receding or the lips getting thinner as we get older. The lips might start to get thinner, and that's from mouth breathing at night. I will guide my customers and clients to use cloth tape like they use in hospitals, and I'll use like a piece of tape like this long, and I'll put some lip stuff on. I'm a lip stuff queen. So I'll put some lip stuff on, and then I'll purse my lips like this. And then I'll put a piece of tape over my lips just before I go to sleep. And this prevents so many things. First of all, it prevents you from getting thirsty in the middle of the night because you're not inhaling and exhaling out of your mouth, releasing all of that precious hydration. You don't get that gym shoe taste, dryness when you wake up in the morning. You don't have bad breath from breathing in your mouth. You don't have the gums receding from exposure to the air. And ladies, listen in. My lips have actually gotten fuller. I'm 52 years old, and over time and breathing through the mouth, the lips will naturally become thinner. They're becoming fuller naturally because I'm not constantly breathing through my mouth during the night. And another thing is, you don't snore because you're not breathing through your mouth. And then you're naturally using your filter, and so you have less contaminations and stuff that's in the air coming into your lungs and affecting your breathing that way. All right, so let me know in the comments, what was your aha moment, or something that, what is the one thing that you took away from today's spiritual nugget? Leave me a message in the comments. I will be checking these comments and checking up on you and answering any questions that you may have. And look forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday, so every Tuesday in the month of December, we are having a healing live. So come on in tomorrow during the healing live, and we'll do some energy work and connections through the energy centers of the body. So I want to thank you for being here, for watching, and for growing and becoming more aware of your breath and this vital, vital nutrient that connects you to the seen, the body, and the unseen, the spirit, the larger part of you. All right, so thank you, and blessings.